till boat launch. 7 minutes. You got him?
Yep.
Yes! Yes! Get him! There you go, right there. Good morning, YouTube. This is Trunky with Rippin' Lips coming at you with a product review. Kastking reel. This will be my third Kastking purchase. I have the Assassin and the Centron. This right here, my friend, is a Stealth. Got it on Amazon for Christmas, actually. I've had it probably sitting here for a couple weeks now. But today we're going to dig into it. It's listed on Amazon for $52 and it's rated at 4.3 stars. The negative reviews on this thing were mainly backlashes. We have to check the tensioner knobs, make sure that's on there tight, the handle knobs. A couple of the reviews said the knobs just flew off, so we're going to check that today. Also, they said the drag system gives a little bit. It's not 16.5 pounds, or it'll stutter, like it'll hold tight and then give a little bit. But the positive reviews, the reason I went with this reel, it does have, so it's just under 6 ounces, which from what they say, it's the lightest reel on the market. So that was one review, because it's going on a G Loomis rod, which is light to begin with. So I want to keep it as light as possible, and it's also going to be to throw like lighter lures. This isn't going to be to throw heavy lures. The reason they were able to cut out so much weight was by using a different spool. Now this spool is cross drilled. I watched a video from Kastking. It was actually done, I forget the name of the guy who did it, but I will leave the link below. But I know Kastking ended up sponsoring it, but I'll leave that link below. But he actually goes into great detail, and it's such a good point how you have to treat this reel different than you treat every other bait casting reel you have, and it's because the spool is different. It's cross-drilled, and the magnetic system isn't on the spool. It's actually on the side of the reel, which is takes even more weight off of that spool. So what he was saying is the spool's spinning so much faster than the line is going out, which is therefore what's causing the backlashes. So he recommended some settings, which I'm going to put on here. I'll get into that in a minute. But let's dig into this and see what we got. First thoughts out of the box. It's a really sharp looking reel, and it feels good in your hand. Like it's light. It doesn't feel like cheap. So I mean, it definitely feels good in your hand. Color scheme's awesome. I love like the black and gold. I'm gonna quick check the knobs. Make sure those aren't gonna pop off on me here. Knobs seem to be on there good. There's no grinding, so I mean, maybe that one that they got was a lemon, not sure, but that feels good. So some of the things we want to touch on here with settings, because I want to get this set up before we use it. So the settings that are recommended on the Kastking video that I watched, like I said, I'll have it linked below. You want to have the magnetic at 7. And centrifugal, all 4 of these in. Want all 4 of them turned on. And why do you want all 4 of them turned on? This is the reason. This spool is cross-drilled. Okay? Look how many holes. I don't know if you can see how many holes are in this spool. It weighs next to nothing. So what does that mean? It's going to spin a lot faster than those other reel or those other spools. So you cannot treat this with the same settings that you would use on your other reel, because this is different. So yeah, you may have to set it up a lot higher, but it should cast farther. That's what they're claiming, and it's a lot lighter. So they're saying when you're out on the water to prevent some of the fatigue, this will help take some weight off the hand. Let's get some line on this. Let's take it to the dog park, see what Remy has to say about the Stealth. Let's rock. See you guys at the dog park. Remy and I had a change of plans. We're not going to go to the dog park. We're actually going to just do this in the middle of an open field. The other thing is the tennis ball that I had was a heavy duty tennis ball, weighed in at 3 ounces, which is not going to work for this. So ended up kind of making or throwing something together, weighs in at exactly 1 ounce, which is perfect. So I'll be able to throw it and he'll get to chase this bad boy around. Okay, so all the other adjustments we've made at the house. What we need to do, last adjustment, is this tensioner knob, and I have it cranked all the way up. And as the video suggested, for this reel, as soon as it starts to fall is when you want to leave, or is where you want to leave it. So all right, so it's down, loosen, right there. So I barely moved it at all. We'll see how this goes. Back from testing out the Stealth. So it's a neat little reel. It's frustrating at first, I will say that. The reviews that you see on Amazon, there are a reason for them. I mean, I was getting quite a few backlashes. One thing I definitely learned as I was using it, tone it down. This isn't your normal bait caster. It's meant to, it's light and it's meant to cast easily. You really don't have to zing this. I mean, I will tell you right now, if you try bombing it, that's where you're going to run into problems. And it took me a little bit to learn that, and definitely stick to it. Just keep it simple. This reel was awesome for pitching and flipping because it's effortless. So that I really liked it for. I turned down the magnetic braking to about 3, turned down the dial of the tensioner. That was awesome for flipping, so I really like that. The drag, I didn't get to mess around with too much because my dog behaved today, which is uncommon, but he wasn't like running away with the ball. He kept dropping it. One time that he had it in his mouth where I was able to actually like pull on it. Didn't really see any issues with the drag, honestly. It worked as it should. It's hard to tell out of the water with a 70-pound dog if it was working effectively. I thought it would work a little better than that with the dog. Everything with the reel for $52 seemed great. I definitely, you really don't know with the reel until you use it multiple seasons. So this reel is probably not for beginners. I will say that. It takes a little bit to getting used to. It took me, like I said, 45 minutes out there to finally start getting in the flow of things and feel comfortable using it. Someone who would be learning on this would be, I wouldn't want to learn on this reel because like I said earlier, this is one of the only reels that I know of that are made like this. So if you learn on it, you're better off learning on a standard reel and then use this once you start getting the hang of things. But it's so easy to cast with once you're in a flow. You have to get the feel for it. Please comment below. Let me know what you guys think, if you have it, or what you guys have done to maybe make the casting a little easier. But it has been a pleasure, YouTube. Thank you so much for watching the review on the Kastking Stealth, and I hope we see you out in the water.